Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart at Kelly in Vegas, joined by Brian Leonard at B. Leonard Sports. Yes, I put the piece of cake in front of him. I'm forcing him to eat birthday cake. And Drew Martin at Drew Martin Bets on Twitter. Make sure you guys are giving these guys a follow. And as always, this K-State game is sponsored by our buddies over at GoPowerCat.com. They always take good care of us. And make sure you check out me every single week, the Go Power Cat podcast, where I just say lots of bad things about K-State football. No, I always try to keep it honest, at least from a Vegas perspective. Brian, I'm going to start with you. This K-State team off a loss as a double-digit favorite. Unacceptable loss, but kind of just had that really let-down spot. I knew that it was too many points. I wasn't willing to back West Virginia. Sure enough, West Virginia gets the outright win. Kind of shocking to me to see K-State just really kind of quit defensively, it appeared, in that second half of that game. And then now on the flip side, you have Texas Tech. Texas Tech gets a nice win over West Virginia. Tries to get that W against TCU. Really ugly first half. They tried to make a comeback and just couldn't get it done. I think the most Jekyll and Hyde team here is actually Texas Tech. They were able to beat Oklahoma State. Then they get throttled by other teams throughout the season. They show up when least expected. I bet K-State is a pick'em when it opened at Circa. Opened K-State -1. I got them at a pick'em. I didn't think it would move all the way to Texas Tech -2. Obviously, otherwise I would have waited. Do you have a big opinion on this game?
You know, this entire conference has been one of those when anytime somebody seems to step up, somebody knocks them down. So that just tells you everybody's so even. So you always want to try to take a look at the underdogs in this conference. I think that's probably the way to look at it. Kansas State, you know, they haven't played very well on the road. The only team they've outgained on the road all year long is Kansas. And ever since then, Kansas has not been the same team. They were more like what we all expected before coming into the season. Texas Tech's a team. They've dropped 3 straight in this series. They need to win both these games to end the season to possibly go bowling. From a need standpoint, obviously Texas Tech's the way to go. I think that might be why the line has moved a little bit. A lot of people like to play need at this time of the season. But Kansas State's one of those teams, and they've shown that they can beat anybody out there if they get to play their game. It all depends on what happens here and if they're able to do that against Texas Tech. I'm a little torn on this game. I don't really have much. We'll see if Drew has anything. All
right, Drew. Brian mentioned K-State's game, and that game is control the clock, control the tempo. This Texas Tech defense isn't any good, but this Texas Tech offense can be very explosive at times. Duffey's shown some real moments of greatness. Your thoughts on this game?
You know, sidewise, I think you guys hit on a lot of the points I was interested in. Consistency, a question mark for both of these two teams, Kelly. Plus the fact, you know, Texas Tech, I think they're up against it just because Kansas State, you know, well-coached team, bounce back mode. I kind of like that, but it is senior day there in Lubbock. And when you look at, you know, Matt Wells, the quotes he talks about the seniors, granted, he wasn't the coach that recruited them, but still talking toughness, you know, in the game. They are sitting at 4-6, to your point, Brian. 2 winnable games that can get them into the bowl. So I'm not wanting to go against Texas Tech at home on senior day. From a sidewise, I'm passing. But actually, totals-wise, I really like this game. Out of all of the games I'm talking about today, this is the one I like the most, mainly because Texas Tech averaging 76 plays per game, but only 69 in their last 3 and only 52 plays last game out against TCU. TCU really controlled the clock, talking about running at this Texas Tech defense. They were able to do it, grind out first down. So only 52 plays last time. Plus the fact Kansas State has played 3 straight unders, only 67 plays per game, 3-7 over-under trends so far this year. I think a lot is pointing towards this under. I like it. I bet it at 55 towards the under.
That's awesome to hear. I actually did talk about it on the Power Cat podcast this week, and I said I cannot get a read on a totals perspective from this K-State game. We did get there with that KU under, so hopefully we get there with the Texas Tech one. Thanks to Brian and Drew. WagerTalk TV users get $25 in wager bucks added to their account after their first purchase at either WagerTalk or sportsmemo.com.